Hey, Tad.
Alex, shut the fuck up. I have to do my intro.
Oh, okay.
So there was a really, really cool episode we did yesterday. Lost it because lightning struck a pole near my house, and Audacity, yes, it makes backup saves, but no, it doesn't load them sometimes because, whatever, fuck you. I don't care if you have a podcast, eat shit. So me and Alex were talking, and we decided that because we were mulling over, because usually we have some subjects that we always want to do, but we just might not have them fully prepared and ready to go yet. And so we started thinking, going back and forth, shooting the shit about all the weird experiences we've had with people on various platforms on the internet. So, Alex,
Well, Tad, before we get into that, I have one thing to say. So, the previous Noise Boys, or whatever the fuck, I don't pay attention. I was talking about that story in high school where I made the character El Paco Tortilla the dancing amigo and totally got away with it. As soon as we stopped recording, like totally forgot at the time, but I remembered now. As soon as we stopped recording, I remembered. It was right after Mr. DeForty came back and gave me my A, and we were like laughing like holy shit, I got away with it. The entire class was complaining about the substitute teacher. You know, the guy I said that looks kind of like Al from fucking Toy Story 2 when he
yeah,
kidnaps Woody. So Mr. DeForty was like, well, because Mr. DeForty was like that cool teacher, who was like obviously way younger than most teachers, so he was like cool and talking about the kids and like everyone loved him. He was that kind of guy, the charismatic teacher. So we're not even spending time in class working. He's just like asking us what the hell was so bad because all the kids are just like, oh my god, he was so horrible, Mr. DeForty, we're so glad you're back. Like all the girls are just like screaming about how fucking much they hated him, and they're like, excuse me. And he's like, guys, was he really that bad? They're like, yes, for real, yes. Okay, I'm gonna ask some of the other teachers and see what was so bad about this guy, because you're subbing for like other classes sometimes, and all the kids just hated this guy, right? So Mr. DeForty gives us like at the end half of the class period, for whatever reason, write up a really quick essay and do a presentation of how much we hated this teacher in class. I am 100% serious, not making this up. The other 20 kids in my class are Mr. DeForty as my witness. I hope he's not a teacher there because I've been name dropping him for like a month. And I hope he doesn't get fired. Well, this was years ago. I'll fuck it up. This was fucking forever ago. I don't think I care. But anyway, so, so we all write this shit up. And Mr. DeForty really liked singling me out, I guess, because I was just always talking. Because, contrary to what I normally did, I was always talking to my stupid fucking friend next to me and just being really loud, like I am with Tad. So they knew I was this fucking idiot, this loud, hilarious idiot. And again, I
a
am
loud,
totally
hilarious
sure.
idiot. No one who is a loud, hilarious idiot classifies themselves as a loud, hilarious idiot, Alex.
Well, I do, but anyway.
Shut up, Alex. You're a loud, hilarious idiot.
Aw, thank you. So anyway, we do our presentations of how much we hate him, and then I don't know what got into me. This sick, like, just bully mode engaged. But he's like, all right, Alex, let's, like, he's like leaning back in his chair with his feet propped on his desk, like rubbing his chin. He's like, all right, Alex, let's see what you wrote.
I
Like
remember.
he's like totally expecting me to do like the funniest shit. I'm 100% certain he knows I did El Paco Tortilla. I believe he's in on it and just gave me an A because he thought it would be funny. So I get up there, I like, we have that little like stand thing for like presentations at school. I like put the paper down, slime it and say, come on down to Big Al's Toy Barn where everything's a buck. And my crowd fucking lost it. I don't remember what else the rest of the presentation was about. I think I was just listing off why this fat loser kid. Oh, he did like internet memes while he was talking. I mentioned that. I was just bringing up all this shit as like inside jokes that like only the class would get about how much we all hated him and everyone was just losing their shit. Mr. Forty's like, damn, you guys really hated him. And I remember one kid asked him, just like, okay, but seriously, come on, where's Woody? Why'd you take him? Like,
The man who stole Woody.
I feel bad, but I also don't because it was really funny and everyone liked it. So if I'm a terrible person, we're all terrible people. But yeah, I got away with it, and that 100% happened. I'm not even kidding. I don't even know what got into me at the time, but That happened. Fucking go ask anybody who was in my class.
Go ask anyone who is in, like, I don't remember the name of your high school graduating class of 2012.
It was either 12 or 13. I don't fucking know. It was whatever's on my fucking diploma.
Do you even have your diploma still?
Yeah, I do. It's somewhere in my closet. I don't care. It's not important. No one gives a shit. You can you can lie and just say, yeah, I finished high school. I'm out and I had a job application. They don't actually ask you to bring it up. They don't give a fuck. No one cares. Nobody cares. Kids, nobody cares. But don't quit high school. Don't be like Colonel Sanders, because even Colonel Sanders went back and got his GED just so people would stop quitting high school and using him as an example. Yeah, he seriously did that because people would just be like fuck high school. I'm gonna be rich like Colonel Sanders. And Sanders was like, okay, stop. I just got lucky.
Anyway, I forget what we were talking about.
Weird people or just experiences on the internet that's kind of funny.
All right, that's pretty cool. That's a solid title there.
Okay, whatever, asshole.
So all right, let me go first because okay. So all right. So I'm gonna go through 3 of them real quick, because I'm almost certain I told all of them in the TF2 episode, but goddamn, are they worth telling again? So there I was, minding my own business, playing some TF2, and I'm playing on. It was either one of 2 servers. It was either a Christian gaming server, which, no joke, real talk, like 100 underlined twice, probably the best gaming servers you could be a part of, because those fuckers only play like once every 2 weeks, and when they play fucking hard. They play to have goddamn good, wholesome fucking fun, and it is great.
It's kind of like how that Christian gaming review site writes the best in-depth reviews.
Yeah, I don't remember the name of the Christian gaming website, but I read like a review of Professor Layton on there, and it's like, okay, like he's a strong Christian, well, not a Christian himself, he brings up strong values, and then they go into very good, reasonable explanations of the gameplay, and then they had one for like Dead or Alive, and it got like a 6 out of 10, but like a 0 out of 10 on the wholesome meter, and it's like, okay, I mean, yeah, it's a little bit better than average. That's fair. I mean, he gave it a fair review, and then gave it a 0 on the wholesome scale.
I love that there's a wholesome scale.
But anyway, so I was either playing on the Christian gaming server, which was, it was called like Gamers in Christ.
I would love to see it. I hope. Don't tell me what it was. Don't ruin my dream. I have faith, Tad. I'm going to bring that up in this Christian chat right now. I have faith that their like logo when you click on the server, because every like TF2 server had like their little logos, was just like Jesus, but instead of on the cross, he had like gamer shades, a backwards baseball cap, and a video controller in his hand.
What it was like a cross with the TF2 logo in the middle.
Sorry, didn't hear that. You're not ruining my fucking dreams. Nope, didn't hear that. We're gonna edit that out. So I can't believe the logo was actually Christ with a video game controller. So continue.
So it was either that server or it was on the Australian one that I would play super late at night, because I love the Australian people. They are shitposts given human form, and I love them. You've never played a game of TF2 until, I mate, you fucking cunt. Like, when you hear that, that's what 90% of the things you hear in that server. It's so great. I love the Australian people. They kill things with boomerangs. It's great.
And reminder that the word cunt is not a bad word in Australia. It's just like, I'm not gonna say it's their equivalent to dude, but it's just like a word you just say a lot.
it's like a playful ribbing. Like when I call Alex a fucking, like when I call him like a nerd. Like when I call someone a nerd, I'm not saying like, look at that dork, look at that dweeb, look at that fucking Melvin.
Look at that guy who looks like Big Al's toy barn over there.
Anyway, so I was playing with them. It probably was not the Christian gaming server, because this shit would not have flown in there. This would have been an immediate red flag. That fucker would have been like put on the cross. So this dude was playing, and whenever he was speaking on voice chat, he was playing like, I think he was playing Spy. And so he would call out stuff sometimes because he was behind the back lines. He was using the cloak and dagger because he was fucking useless. And whenever he was speaking, we would hear someone yelling in the background. And it's like, okay, whatever. This is TF2. People are always like playing in their crowded room. They got their family behind them yelling stuff. But like, it was always yelling. And like every time he would speak, like it got to the point where like it was overlapping his own audio. It was just someone going like, ah, And we're like, dude, what the hell's going on there? He's like, don't worry about it. It's not your fucking business. We're like, all right, whatever, dude. And like, it kept happening. And every time, like, someone would like, we'd like let it pass, and then like it would drown out his voice. We're like, dude, what the hell is that? What's going on? Like, why are you even using push to talk? And he got super defensive. And like, then people started getting worried, like, is this like a fucking, like, what the fuck's going on here? And then he didn't do it a third time because like he stopped moving. He went AFK, and then like he manually left the server. And I really hope I did not hear someone being like fucking kidnapped. Like, welcome to TF2.
I love the idea that, like, in my mind, remember like Lawful Citizen, where he grabs that guy and he's like torturing him?
Yeah.
I imagine it's like that, or like Saw or something, where he just has someone doing a fucking jigsaw puzzle in the back and like screaming as their hands are being crushed. And in the meantime, he's like, well, I gotta wait for this to be over. Let me just hop on with the Christian server real fast.
Hop on to Gamers in Christ. Frag some noobs. But yeah, that was my first weird experience in TF2. The second one, I was in a trade server. It was like Goldenrod City or some Pokemon map. And I remember this because I was playing in your house on your computer. And I was like, oh, cool. Yeah, playing some TF2. Hey, let's hop to a trade server. I got a hat I want to sell for a bunch of hats. And so I'm on top of like this warehouse. And I remember because the map had like a bunch of mist. And so I'm up there alone. And this dude like, oh, you have a trade offer from Suspending BJ. And I'm like, oh, cool. Okay. So let me go ahead. And like, I send him a trade. I'm like, okay, cool. And so we finish it. You know, I trade him like some hat, and he gives me like 6 hats. I'm like, okay, hey, by the way, what's up with your name? And he's like, oh, hey, here. And he sends me a friend request. I accept it. And he sends me a link to www. I'm not going to give his porn website, his suspending sex website that he linked to a 13-year-old on my fucking podcast. But that's why his name was called Suspending BJ. And he just threw it out there like it was normal. It's like, oh, yeah, you know, whatever. Yeah, just, here we go. Trade some hats, fucking suspendingbj.com. Oops, gotta edit that out.
You fucking idiot.
And then my last one, and I know that I mentioned this one because it's still the funniest thing to me. I became too rich to be banned from a server because I had a hat. It was a Stormy Storms team captain, one of like two in existence at the time. And so I fucking waltz into the trade server, and I know about this little glitch here. There's a taunt for the medic called Meet the Medic, where he goes, you know, he lifts his thing up. There's a bright light, looks over to the camera, and then doves fly out. But if you do that in the water, it plays like they have like a splashing sound and they move their wings. And when you have 6 doves that are trapped under the water and they never disappear, and you could do that over and over and over and over and over again until the fucking server crashes. Normally they would ban you, but I was so rich, they were all fucking slobbing on my knob to try to get this hat, and so I wasn't able to be banned. It was incredible. Speaking of not being able to get banned, okay, so I'm gonna do this one here. So, okay. So, my little brother became an admin on a Dark RP Garry's mod server.
I like this. Every single word of that is just bad. Like, you start the story like, okay, so here's my story. My little brother, so you already know that it's bad because you picture a little kid. My little brother became an admin. Again, kid admin, bad. And no, it doesn't matter what game. He could be in anything. And then you say Dark RP server, and that could also still not be even in Garry's mod. It could be in some RP server in some other kind of game. It could be anything. You could be an admin to like a role-playing guild, and then just on Garry's mod. It's just every single fucking word of that sentence is toxic to my brain. But continue, please.
So, okay, for those who don't know, I have actually no idea how you're supposed to play Dark RP, but it's like a map. It's a very traditional map. Anyone who's ever played Garry's mod has played it at least once. And what it is it's like this crappy town. You know, there's like a canal. You could buy houses. Like, you play different roles. Like, you play citizen, policeman, sheriff, drug dealer, hobo king. You know, you have like gun dealer. You have all these different jobs that you do, and you're supposed to role play them. And if you do it correctly, you know, you get money, and then you can spend that money on cool stuff, and then things just naturally happen. You know, like a drug dealer's gonna be like, oh man, I'm low on money, so I'm gonna sell some. I'm gonna make a crappy batch of drugs and sell it to this dude. You take it because you're a citizen and you want to take drugs so you can move really really fast. And like, oh shit, you die because you got sick, and then you try and you RDM him, or you try to kill him on like randomly. RDM, random deathmatch, is an important term. Pay attention to it. So my little brother played on a build server, which is just, here's a map. Everyone cooperatively build some crazy shit. Do whatever you want. I don't care. If you've ever seen that video, what is the video called where the kids trapped, Timmy? It was like Timmy's dilemma.
Delete this.
Yeah, it was like J Mark M3's dilemma, where they trap the kid in there. And he goes, delete this. That's the map that this was on. And so my little brother's.
You brought up a Garry's mod video. I thought you were gonna talk about the one where it's the fucking guys, Dr. Kleiner, just like you are gonna suck my cock. You are going to suck my cock clean. Yes. Stop looking. Yes. And then the cop just hits him with the fucking stick and he disappears.
Yeah, that's Dark RP. That's the map that's on. That's what it is.
Oh no, I know. I actually have a Dark RP story too, so please continue. But you made me remember.
So my little brother's on this build server. He's having a lot of fun. He's doing low up programming. He's doing fun shit like that. And he's on that server for 250 plus hours. Whenever he's on the computer, dude, he's playing on the Garry's mod server. So hey, we know you. You're good. We need an admin. You want to fill this role? And he's like, yeah, sure, whatever. So he becomes admin across all of their servers, which includes their Dark RP servers. And so literally the minute that my brother tells me he has admin on a Dark RP server, I grab my shoulder and say, Tim, you have to get me in there and give me a gun. And he's like, whatever, I don't give a shit. He's like, I don't give a shit, whatever. It's I don't what are they gonna do? Ban me? I'm the only admin left. The only admin that's active. And so we go into the server, and he's like, all right, here we go. So I'm just going to make you a sheriff, which gives you access to, all these guns. And so I'm like, yes. Yes. And so here's what I do. So just running around shooting people isn't fun. That's just dumb, and it's just going to ruin the game for everyone. Now, I had a rules system. I ruled with an iron fist. I was firm, but I was fair. So here's what I would do. I would choose a citizen. I would choose a random person, and I would body block them into a corner. And I would tell them one thing. Which came first? Ranch or Cool Ranch? And if they guessed wrong, I'd fill their face full of fucking lead. And I did this, I think, 15 times in a row, where I would chase someone down, because I wouldn't shoot them from afar, because they would think that, oh, he's just going to arrest me. And I would arrest them, put them in a corner, and go full on Dilbert 2, which came first, Ranch or Cool Ranch. Eventually the owners of the server went in there and found out and fucking banned me and my brother.
Well, my mouth is kind of just open in awe, because are you literally me? Because in my story, once upon a time, we went to me and my friends decided to fuck around in a Dark RP server. Just for the fucking fuck of it, right? Mm-hmm. So we go in there. I said fuck a lot in that sentence, so I'm legit. So we go in there, and we outnumber the normal people there. Say there was 4 of them, but there's 7 of us. So we start saying, wait a second, guys. Because you can vote for roles. They why don't we vote ourselves into power? So a vote comes up, and I become the cop.
Yep.
And I swear to God, you're me, because the first thing I do is time to test this out. I turn to the cop. I pull out the gun, 180, pull it to someone's head. So, buddy, what came first, Ranch or Cool Ranch? And they would just say Ranch, boom, and just bam, your head would be gone. But my favorite part about this was okay. So at one point, I see a guy running. I yell in voice chat, stop where you are! I run after him. He jumps through a window. I jump in after him. He, drops his gun. I'm sorry, I had a gun, officer. I won't do it again. I'm oh, that's not what this is about. I was, getting into my character. I pull out the gun. I'm what came first, motherfucker? He's please! He's like cowering in the corner. He's like, please, sir, please, officer. I'm just like, what came first, ranch or Cool Ranch? And then he just disconnected from the server. He just vanished. I'm just like, well, my job's done here. I go, so then my other buddy Digger, he also gets the power. Now my buddy Digger has a super southern accent, and I'm not gonna waste your time trying to do it. But he's also running around doing ranch or Cool Ranch, motherfucker, and we're just shooting and killing people. So much so that they call the admin on us, who like flies in, because he's like no clipping, right? Because he's the admin, right? So he just flies in with like a gravity. He's like, what the fuck is going on in here? Why do people keep fucking messaging me? And then Digger, I'm like, oh shit. So I back up. Digger runs up to him, points the gun up at him, and he's like, all right, Mr. Admin, I got a question for you. He's like, the fuck do you want? What came first? He's like looking up to him. He's like, what came first? Ranch or Cool Ranch? He's like, the fuck? And he shoots the admin, and you just hear the admin just say, oh, well, that's fucking it. And he respawns, flies over to Digger at like hyper speed, and just hits him with the stick that banned him from the server. And I'm like, oh shit. And he's like, all right, it's enough of this fucking Ranch or Cool Ranch bullshit. Now stop messaging me. And he disconnects.
Enough of this Ranch or Cool Ranch bullshit.
And so I'm just sitting there with like my gun in my hand. He's like, uh-oh, well, takes care of that. So, buddy, Ranch or Cool Ranch? So we went pretty much unopposed after Digger got banned. He just never came back. I guess he gave up on trying to stop us from doing our thing. It really shows you how me and you are pretty much the same, because the first thing we do in Dark RP is reenact that video.
Speaking of videos, there was one of your friends, I don't remember his name, but like I've played maybe 4 hours of Garry's mod, 3 of those being on Dark RP servers. The other hour was in like Gmod Theater, which is basically SyncTube.
Before SyncTube was a thing.
Yeah. And like I remember we went in there and we were watching dumb shit, and then your friend...
You were with us?
I think at least one time. And so, like, you could get tickets from doing, like, mini-games, you know? You would go and do mini-games, you would get tickets, and you could exchange those tickets for, like, in-server rewards. You know? And one of the rewards, like, your friend, there was the fastest, he did, like, the math. Like, he did the fucking hardcore number-crunching Rain Man shit to figure out the best ratio of effort to ticket. And so he sat in, like, the zombie pit and was beating zombies with a crowbar for, like, oh, God, how long was it?
It was like half an hour.
So he was in the zombie pit for half an hour, mashing left click. And you want to know what his reward was? He changed his player model to Japanese pop star sensation Hatsune Miku for a server he most likely never went to again.
Yep, pretty much. See, my favorite part about that is that wasn't me who did it. Me, the guy who loves Miku, and went to a Miku Expo with a Miku hat. I didn't care. I'm like, oh, I want that. 300 points or whatever the fuck it was. I was just like, well, don't want that. And just went back to watching the stupid fucking videos we were putting up on the screen. But you can either like full screen it, or you can kind of like still look through the first person of your model and like have it be projected, which is kind of cool, I guess. It's like that VR shit before that VR shit came out. So if you weren't full screen, you can just see him like below you fighting and killing all the zombies while you're watching the videos. But fuck Garry's mod.
Oh, one other thing my brother did, and this was when he was a moderator, and this dude was like considered admin material. So there was this guy who joined the server, and he was really annoying and no one liked him. And he had a real southern accent. He's like, let's go down to the base, partner.
Was it Digger?
It could have been. Because here's what my brother did. So I showed my brother that delete this video. And so what he did was he took this dude and he trapped him in a house. Like he just put some like walls up, and he kept asking him, are you a cowboy? And the guy would go, no, I'm not a cowboy. God damn it. He was like going full ghost. I'm not a racist. And he was just, every time that he saw this dude, because eventually he let him out, and every time he saw this dude, or every single time he saw him join the server, he'll go up to him, freeze him, and go, are you a cowboy? Every fucking time. And he would flip his goddamn shit and call another moderator in because my little brother was bullying him. And so he just every time just, are you a cowboy? And then I remember this because he was I remember this very clearly. So I'm in like the kitchen. I'm like doing something dumb. I don't know what, I don't remember what I was doing. But I remember very clearly I heard, are you a cowboy? And then my little brother was laughing his shit. He was just fucking cracking his gut. He was busting a nut laughing. And so I go in there, I'm like, what the hell is this? And all I can hear is like loud yelling, like fading in and out, because he has no clipping back and forth, playing with the Doppler effect. Garry's mod has a Doppler effect. I don't know why they added it. It's the greatest thing. And so I just hear him, because what he's doing is he took the kid and he froze him. And then he was playing around with Lua, right? And so he found a way to attach a cowboy hat to his to the kid's model and make it unable to be taken off.
Oh,
and so he goes up to him, freezes him, puts a cowboy hat on there, mutes him because he won't stop yelling. Goes right up to him, says, "You a cowboy?" Waits a second, unmutes it, and just mutes it again, and just keeps muting it on and off while he's fucking losing his goddamn mind. It was so good. Garry's mod fucking sucks.
See, we were talking about that Christian server. I had a little flashback of I've been on a couple different Team Fortress 2 servers, but one server stood out to me when I was playing this mod, which I I just double checked is still a thing. It is called Pirates, Vikings, and Knights 2. It's this 2007 like mod for the Source Engine where you play as pirates, Vikings, and knights on the teams. You play as like a knight or an archer or like a berserker and like a spear guy and like the 3 different pirates because they added a 3rd pirate later. And you fucking fight to either just kill each other in a deathmatch style thing or to collect loot and kind of do a King of the Hill style like get coins over time. Like the knights have like 6 treasure chests that you have, but they have the most points, so they have to like hold it the most. And then like the pirates and Vikings can come loot it and then get their own points. But I double checked on this game. Apparently, it's still being updated and has its own official Discord and shit now. I'm actually curious to see if they added any new characters because the last time I checked was like 2012 when they added the fucking gunner for the pirates. That was 5 years ago. But there was this server. Now the game was pretty dead as fuck. There was only like 2 servers active ever at one time, and that was either the NA server or the EU server. Based on whichever time it was, you would just play with the ping and deal with it. And one of them was called the Slammin' Butt Pirates server. Every time you would join it, it would do this like clip where it would just say, "Just when you thought the seas were safe, butt pirates," and it would just start playing this rap song right after too. It was just so obnoxious. It was hilarious. Like if you typed the number 7 in, like exclamation point 7, it would just play a fart sound for like the entire server. Like,
I don't know why that's so funny to me. I think it's just the fact that it's just a fart. It's nothing clever. It's just a fart.
It's also server wide, so you hear it just anywhere. But it was just obnoxious, and I fucking loved it. No one in particular stands out, but I just fucking remember, like, you would just get a kill. It's kind of like in Heroes of New Earth, where you'll go on a killing spree and like a team fight will happen. You'll just hear 5 different announcers play at once and just assault your ears and your eyes. That's what the Slammin' Butt Pirates server was. Like, it would just be quiet, like just when you thought the seas were safe, but then one kill will happen and it would just be like, oh wow, and then just like like you'll just start hearing. I don't remember even all the other sound effects, but you would just start hearing like glass shatter, people pull on those little like wizard things, and go like whoop, like they would just noise would happen after a fight. It was the fucking best.
It's like a fucking it's like if you're a blind man watching the Three Stooges.
Pretty much. I fucking loved that place. I'm tempted after this to reinstall it and see if the fucking game's still dead with all the updates and shit.
I'll tell you what, if you find that server where I can go, oh, there he goes, zip, 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 zip. I will delete Hollow Knight. I will fucking remove it from my Steam library and replace it with Pirates, Vikings, and Knights 2.
Fucking Christ.
So
Speaking
of shitty,
Speaking of garbage games that assault your eyes, ears, and even your nose, basically every sense of your body. Me and Tad get this idea once from watching that one Charles guy, I think his name was.
His name is Charles ZZZ.
Yeah, that guy who chills around in fucking Second Life. I can't believe I unironically used that word in a correct way. Who fucks around in Second Life and just messes with people, much like how putting cowboy hats on people and saying, "Are you a cowboy?
Are you a cowboy?" It was the way he said. He goes, "Are you a cowboy?"
Charles goes around as this short little elf dude with big eyes and just kind of fucks around with people. So we, being, unoriginal hacks, were inspired by us being the more artistic Sleepy Cast, we came in wanting to fuck around and have our own slice of fun with Second Life. So we jump around from server to server. The first server we joined, for whatever reason, was a 200 ping England server.
That's right. I remember this.
Where we made our characters. Tad originally just made a robot. He didn't make anybody unique. He also made a car with robot legs at some point. I was a little more unique. Now, we still have a bunch of these GIFs saved from our little adventure.
I'll definitely post these.
It was mostly just me and him fucking around, nothing too in particular, but you can see the evolution of our ideas growing if you put them in order, such as, I grabbed the vampire body immediately, named myself Dirk Darkly, and originally was going to, do this, an ironic, super serious, edgy roleplay, but then I saw that there was fat sliders and started fucking around a lot, and immediately lost sight of my original purpose. So, you can see there's this one where I'm, really fat, but then I decided to give myself really skinny legs and huge arms and, a big nose and weird-looking neck. It's an evolution, or how Tad gets that little fucking fat thing.
I started off with just a robot. I just went with a robot body, and I couldn't figure out how to edit anything else. And then we were walking around, and then we found a car, like a taxi thing. And I was playing with a car, and I fucked it up. And I accidentally deleted my head and my arms. I had my arms, I think, but I just replaced my body with a car, like a tan car. And so I just had robot legs running around like that. And we tried to go on the conga dance thing. There's a conga dance thing, and we went on there. And normally you just go around in a circle and that's it. But because we had 200 ping, we broke out of it, and we're congaing around the city at maximum velocity as we were driving the cars, which controlled fucking ass.
In my mind, I like to imagine that the cars were affected by the latency. You hitting forward took 200 ping, milliseconds or whatever, to hit there, so you would just be sliding around with lag time, crashing into everybody. So we left that server because we had our fun. It was like a Capri Sun pack. We just sucked it up, crumpled it, and threw it away in the trash can. And we moved on. We beelined right after we got the gist of Second Life to the Homestuck server.
Yes.
Of course, no one was there. But you could buy a troll horn set for $35.
US dollars.
US actual money. So we left that server because there was no fun to be had there. But then we went to, if I recall correctly, it was the general, server.
It was just the general world.
So in this world, we have our bodies. We're set in what we want to be at this point. And I start talking kind of like Michael Jackson for some reason. Where I'm just talking real high pitched and shit while I'm doing this thing. I don't even remember why I decided on that, but I think I was just cornered and oh shit, they actually want me to talk to them. Fuck, I gotta think of something funny fast. So I do that voice. Tad just be's an idiot, but
my character turned into a deformed Mr. Peanut. I don't know what that sounds like. I panicked.
We ran into people who were part of Charlie ZZZ's guild. I remember meeting them oh fuck, there's more of these fuckers. And someone's like, hey, does Charlie ZZ have a home base? I'm like, no. The other guy says yes, and he's like, wait, are we not supposed to tell them? I'm like, bitch, I don't know, I've been here for 10 minutes. It's just no, yes, wait, we do. We were just, and then we found this group. Much like in school where you just kind of magnetically get attracted to the people you know you're going to be bonded with. We find this group of like this chick, this dude, and this little tiny Colonel Sanders guy who's just sitting there silently looking at us all on this ledge like he's our fucking Master Splinter or something. So we're fucking around, which, by the way, even though we server hopped, I recall this correctly because it was there. It's in the GIFs, but we're stuck in the conga dance pose still.
That's right. Because the conga dance was so fucking bugged, we couldn't stop it. And so we're just walking around this thing in place, congaing, without being able to stop.
And we're not even like connected anymore. We're just moving on our own, but still just like holding our hands out, doing the little kicks. We're just sitting even though we're sitting still talking to people, we're just sitting there dancing. I specifically remember, again, I don't know if people play Second Life like seriously or they're all just like really ironic and I just don't understand it. But I remember this fucking little like really stereotypical racist little like kid. like kid with like fucking this hip hop outfit, like wanted to like I was like, oh, you think you can dance? Well, I can dance too, motherfucker. I'm just like, is this motherfucker like serious or is he fucking around with me? I don't understand. Is this guy just too ironic for me or is he like really into this game? Is he just invested in his weird Second Life character? Because when you watch the Charlie ZZZ stuff, people really into it, I mean, people just get into video games in general, like the kid screaming delete this, even though he could just hop to another fucking Garry's Mod server, People just get into it. So I was really caught off guard by this guy. I didn't know if he was, like, joking with me or he was actually, like, pissed off at me about me just upstaging him with my sick conga moves. And I'm sitting here talking like Michael Jackson, just fucking around with him.
I remember this because while this was happening, I was like walking around looking at stuff, and out of the corner of my eye, I see a blur of white vision, like just a white blur. I'm like, what? What's that? And then I don't see anything. I'm like, all right, whatever, back to normal. And I see it again. I'm like, okay, it's coming from this middle area.
No.
And I'm like, all right, okay. So I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna keep an eye out though. Like I'm slowly panning around in like third-person view or some shit, and then I see it. It's the Colonel Sanders. What he's doing is he's sitting there and he's moving his head all around in a circle. And then he gets up and he starts like, okay. So in TF2, there's the crab, the spy crab, right? Where he gets down and he crouches and he look up and like you hold the thing and it looks like he's a crab, right? So imagine him doing that, but at 900 times speed and just flailing his legs. So this dude jumps down, he crouches down, looks up, and just flails for like a second and a half. Just, and then jumps right back to being normal. And I could not get Alex to catch it because every fucking time I said, look at this dude. Look at this little Colonel Sanders motherfucker. Every time I got someone else. Okay. You know what that fucking cartoon with the dancing frog?
Yes.
Literally, I think I got you to catch him doing the end of it once. and that was it. He didn't do it again after that because every time I turned on my recording, he stopped. He would not do his fucking spasms.
Well, Ted, I don't believe you.
I'll kill you, Alex.
Okay. Now, I remember this was actually the second server we hopped into because you tried to go to the first general server. Also, the fucking Colonel Sanders would like moan sensually sometimes.
I forgot about that. That's why I put his name as Seductive Colonel Sanders in the note here.
So once we had our like posse, before we even got into this, there's like multiple general like servers. There is this one that we went to first after getting out of London. We go there, and I'm like, well, this looks pretty normal. Me and Ted, like, at the same time, just, like, slowly turn, like a dramatic movie, and in the center, like, stage is this fucking clusterfuck of particle effects. So our computers were a lot worse at the time, but I specifically remember the image in the middle of this fucking green, hazy smoke that was flying. There was a guy on top of a motorcycle doing these sick dance moves and he had fucking Riala's head from Knights. I only remember it because of the shape of his head in the silhouette, and I swear to God he had a furry tail. I'm not fucking around, man. I swear he was just this clusterfuck of everything wrong in one general thing. So So like he's fucking dancing around. Like, I can't see him. He's a shadow in the smoke. He's like a silhouette. So he's just fucking like going ham with these sick fucking like dance moves. There's like this fucking green gas. He's on top of his motorcycle, which I'm thinking is what's revving up the smoke. He's just lighting fireworks, fucking sparklers. Like it's just a fuck storm. And I'm like, Tad, you gotta see this. I like turn Tad around, and his eyes are on fire because Tad blue screened and died. Tad's computer couldn't process the amount of fuck that it was. So as soon as he turns around, you just see him leave the server. He was just gone. So like in my little imagination, I just pictured as me like grabbing like you gotta see this, and as you turn, you just like melt like in Indiana Jones.
See, I don't remember that at all. I think because I blue screened, I blocked it out of my own memory.
But I specifically remember you coming back and complaining to me that your computer fucking crashed trying to fucking like just process the amount of fuck.
See, okay, speaking of processing the amount of fuck. Okay, so there was another place we went after this. We were talking with someone. They're like, hey, we were asking like, hey, what's a good active server? She's like, oh, check out this one. And it's like UFO XXX. And we're like, oh shit, son, here we go.
Rubbing our hands like this is the good shit.
And so we join her, we go along with her to this server, and it's like a giant UFO, and it's like, you know, it's like some Space Channel 9 shit, where it's got like all like that, you know, like that kind of design. And like the first thing if I recall, I might be wrong with this, we see a dude with a minotaur penis just like sitting outside being like the guard.
I like how you define it as a minotaur penis, not like a bull dick, but specifically minotaur dick.
Listen, Alex, we have been over this many times. I'm not going to spend another 2 fucking hours describing the fucking subtle difference between a minotaur penis and a bull penis. All right, we've gone over this.
That dog's going ape shit over there.
But so we go on there and we're looking around, and eventually we find a room. And what it is like I go in there and like, cause we split up, you know, it's time, let's split up, gang, and look for weirdos. And so like I go in the room, I'm like, okay, this is just like a normal square room. There's nothing in here. There's a bunch of posters, like very, very blurry posters loaded in, whatever. I see some videos like playing at 2 frames per second. And then I call Alex in there. And I don't remember if you loaded in first or if I did. Because I remember in one instant, just boom, entire room's full of Japanese pop star sensation Hatsune Miku porn. All over the fucking walls. There's videos on the fucking camera screens. Like, I just walk in there, just SpongeGar. Like, holy shit, it's everywhere. Like,
so I remember going in there. We're not putting that up. Because that's not safe for work, everybody. But I remember going in there, and I just, like, do, like, the fucking, like, slow turn around. Like, picture the camera below me just spinning around, like, oh, God, what is this? So, like, you have just, like, anime girls. You've got fucking Vocaloid porn. You've got GIFs. You have the little screen, much like the Garry's Mod Theater we mentioned earlier, that you can watch, like, porn video links on, I guess, if you want to just sit there and fap with other people in real time. But I specifically remember it. Not because of any of the Hatsune Miku porn, or the videos, or the chairs, or everything else. But I remember it. For one reason. Right at the door, there's just a picture of Super Saiyan Goku.
I forgot about that.
For no reason. In this porn room of just sexy anime girls. That there's just Goku right there, like, charging forward as a Super Saiyan. And I just think of that one Tumblr post, which is like, oh, bitch, come on. How do you expect me to get hot when Goku's right there? Because she had, like, a little poster of Goku. And I'm just like, I can't do this. Not with Goku looking at me.
Goku's at the door, and you have to let him in.
Hey, it's me.
Hey,
Goku.
it's me. Goku. Hey, it's me. Goku. Let me in. Come on. It's me. Goku.
Fucking Christ. Second Life's a joke. I hate it. I hate everything about it. But at least I like sexy Colonel Sanders.
Seductive Colonel Sanders. I
Oh,
had a
right,
whole bunch
sorry.
more. I had a million of these fucking gifs, these gifs, but I ended up losing like almost half of them
I saved a
because
couple of them myself.
I just barely managed to catch it. Because what I did was I put them on push, and push I found out only holds things for 30 days, and so it must have been 29 days afterwards because like I just got like half of them in time because the other half were gone. It's like I must have plucked these from the aether just in time. Oh man, it was close. I'll tell you that much. Uh, so there is one other thing that I want to touch on I think this was almost around the same time when I started.
What the one other not safe for work topic we're gonna talk about outside of TNA?
Yeah. I mean, we already went in on this episode. Oh god, I want to say it was episode 4.14 of Homestuck, which is just a little bit off. We oh god, what led us into finding it? I don't remember.
Well, I do. So there I was, minding my own business as usual, when little old Tattles over here, back when how are we? 14, 15 at this time? We're young. We're like 16. We're teens. We're dumb and stupid. And mostly Tad is dumb and stupid. I'm just probably playing a MOBA or something, and Ted's like, kicks the door down. Yo, Alex, you're never gonna believe it. I'm like, what is it? He runs over, grabs me by the head, and like looks into my eyes like fucking Ghost Rider. He's like, I just discovered something amazing on Tindeck. I'm like, Tindeck? You mean that audio hosting website that's used 90% of Homestuckers? And he's like, yes, it's called Homestuck Audio Erotica. I'm like, what? So he starts linking me this shit. So for people who don't know what Tindeck is this website where you host audio files and shit for whatever, music, talking to yourself like a loser.
All right, now Alex, let me shove you
you.
down for a second and actually explain what happened with Tindeck. So Tindeck was one of those generic, like, just like instead of like an audio or like a picture uploading thing like PhotoBucket, which by the way, PhotoBucket fucking sucks.
Yeah, Imgur's better.
It was like, hey everyone, you can just put your audio up here. And then I remember this very clearly. The reason this website even like exists is because one of the MSPA forums, the MS Paint Adventure forums, there was like a Homestuck radio play. And now I know I know that sounds like a really cool idea, but hear me out.
No, it doesn't.
Alex, that was called sarcasm. It's a fucking terrible idea. And who, boy?
Really? Because last I checked, well, back then you really liked it and were into it.
What? The audio play? No, that's just fucking dumb.
Really? Because last I checked, you had Black Romance on your phone.
Alex, stop. Stop right there. Let's not continue this anymore.
Yeah, all of a sudden you're remembering, like, oh shit.
Yes, Alex, I have the Audio Surf high score for Von Fawn's Black Romance. Please don't. Every time someone plays that, I get a message in my fucking email from goddamn Audio Surf reminding me of the time I had that downloaded on my goddamn computer. Thank you very much, Alex. I'm trying to move past this, trying to get out of my shell here. Anyway, so people updated their bullshit.
Yeah, you remember, you piece of shit. I hate you.
People put their bullshit audio on Tindeck as like, hey guys, here's my Napita voice, and it sounds like a generic anime voice actor. Every single one of them was fucking terrible. It was great. And so I'm looking at some of these terrible submissions. I see like, oh my, what's this? And what I see is it was the same person who put up a thing, and it was like Brazilian. Was it Brazilian? One of them was. And it was like it was like shipping. It was like called like shipping audio, and I'm like, oh my, what's this? And so I click on it, and what it is it's like, think ASMR. It's like, I was going to say sexy ASMR, but I'm pretty sure that's what ASMR is supposed to be.
No, because you can have ASMR cool and emotionally understanding Funky Kong consoles you after your bad divorce.
Like, it was basically like, oh god, now that I think about it, it was probably like a little like teenagers doing this shit, because it was basically like people reading bad Homestuck fan fiction, like bad Homestuck like porn fics, in like these terrible voices. And there was one of them that stuck out to me, and it was Faferi X Jade going off the deep end.
I see. The one that stuck out to me was the fucking Dave X fucking what was his name? John fucking water sports one. Where Dave was all like fucking sassy in it. Yeah, so you remember that. We listened to a bunch of these. There was like a weird girl one in there too, which was fucking creepy as fuck. I just it's apparently a really popular thing. At least it was a really popular thing, before Undertale came and pushed it out of the way. Now you have sexy Undertale ASMR Toriel pegging sands and shit nowadays.
I actually made a Gilva Sunner rip using Toriel pegging sands.wav. I spliced it into another song and they did not accept it. I felt like I was being personally attacked.
But anyway, Tindex sucks. Don't use that website unless you're really, really into Homestuck and want to hear fucking 16-year-olds pee on each other and be really sassy about it. Also, one shout out to, for whatever reason, I wanted the Tindex because I fucking was doing like a research of right after Undertale came out, like a few months when the fan base was forming into what it was. I was doing a cancer test of how fast is Undertale growing. Let's go to Tindeck and find out. And I immediately, because again, that's where all the cancerous people go to dump their shit. I see Undertale like song, which is "Shut Up Adachi," I think was his name.
Shut Up Adachi Drop Pop Candy featuring Papyrus X Sands.
Yep. And calling you out, you motherfucker, you know what you did. I have that saved, not because I like it, because I don't. Because I like that song.
Yes, that's exactly why I had Black Romance saved, Alex. Thank you for saving my butt.
Yeah, dude, totally. That's totally why you had that song. Yep, yep, totally. That's why you had a lot of those songs, didn't you?
Listen, Alex, all I'm saying...
Hold up. You shut your fucking mouth. Hold up, you Von Fun apologist. Didn't you have a couple of her songs saved?
Now listen, Alex, all I'm saying is, Roxy, Rap About 413 isn't that bad of a song. Okay, I'm just saying, you know?
Didn't even know what that was, so I'm glad that you have another one on there. But,
I fucking swear.
How does it feel that you are someone who, despite saying you hate Vriska so much, unironically liked Von Fon?
Now, Alex, I have a rebuttal. Fuck you, and shut up.
And by the way, this is where me and him discovered General Ivan. So General Ivan, yeah, we know where you came from, you motherfucker. You can't hide what you did in the past, Sonny.
Well, actually, that dude... okay, so when I was reading Homestuck, I like the vast majority of the time I was reading it, I was using the Homestuck General threads. And that's actually where that Ivan dude posted a lot of his shit when he was first starting. And, okay. So, Homestuck General, no joke, is the poster child for filters. Now, what a filter is if you're like, oh man, this thread's garbage, I don't want to see these. Like, it's a built-in feature of the website now. And that the fucking... It was an extension you had to get onto Firefox. And the picture on the image for filtering a thread was Homestuck General number 11635, or some obscene amount. And Homestuck General has been going strong. Not as strong as Katawa Shoujo General, because I think that's just like a tradition now to keep it going. I don't know if there's anyone actually there. But
they're just robots talking about ice cream.
What?
Yeah, well, you don't remember that whole fucking post that used to be on like fucking 4chan and shit, where it's like, you guys ever just go into a bot game of old Counter-Strike and you just see the bots typing to each other? Oh, ice cream? I love ice cream. It was a sick old meme reference that only a couple of those really smart guys are gonna get.
But so Homestuck General was a magical place. So what it is that it was 999% shitposts. It was like complete. It was okay. When you look into the void, when you look into the abyss, Homestuck General stares back. It was absolute garbage 110% of the time, but every now and then you would get some non sequitur that was the funniest fucking thing in your entire life. Now, Alex, I just gave you one of my favorite posts from that thing in 7 or 6 years, and I want you to read this post out to me. And now, okay, let me give a little backstory here. So this was right before the finale of the comic. Everyone's a little nervous, like, okay, what's he gonna do? I know there's so many plot threads. This is gonna turn out like shit. They were right; it did turn out like shit. And this dude just couldn't handle it. He broke. Go ahead, Alex. I'll give you the floor.
I'm pre-reading it, but okay, let's go. Okay. I will only do the voice where it obviously calls for it. Yeah, just give me some just give me some more material why you should hate you more. Why I should hate you more. He's not using proper grammar, by the way. Come at me with, oh, we got over that years ago, bullshit, and be a smug, conceited little asshole in the meantime. And that's so fucking good for F or you, huh? Question mark? Why? Why you mad, bruh? Best stinking up your asses? Eyes? What the fuck is that word? Can't be blaming the beef fuckers when you got the favoritism of a bunch of jokes. Why you hating on me, bruh?
Here it is, finale.
My perfect cinnamon roll, with an S, is not getting enough attention, and this guy is hating on him. Oh, spread some mind, honey, on my anus, cause I'm feeling it.
Spread, just like, you can see his mind degenerating. Yeah, just give me some more material why I should hate you more, is how it starts. And it ends with, ooh, spread some mind, honey, on my anus, cause I'm feeling it. That's what Homestuck General was. That was my home. Spread some mind, honey, on my anus, because I'm feeling it.
See, I got a home. Well, I had a home before we became this. A long time ago, I used to be on this place called Starfox Online. This place was basically my introduction to the internet. And this is a prelude to the Starfox episode that will eventually be coming out. I'm for reals.
Jesus Christ, Alex, they just threw you off into the deep end.
Yep, so fucking... My introduction to the internet is going... Because when I was young, I always wanted to know... the first thing I Googled was just like, man, I really like Starfox a lot. I wonder if other people like it too. Oof. So obviously that was a bad idea. So... I joined this forum in 2007, a decade ago. I would have been 13 is when I did this.
Woof.
Yeah, woof indeed. Am I right? Haha, get it? Because there are a bunch of weird fucking furries on there. So, this entire forum is filled with two types of people. It's called the split. And I'll get into this more in the actual Starfox episode, but there are two types of people that like Starfox. People that like Starfox, people that like the games, and people like Jonathan Darkfur who just want to talk about furry shit all day. You can usually tell based on their icons. You'll have a guy with like the Nintendo 64 logo and named N_Game Master _ like 23 or something. And that guy's gonna be like, yeah, I really like the Macbeth level because of the train guy left a really good impression on me as a kid. Then you'll have Jonathan _Darkfur with his fucking signature with a little paw print on it, saying how he's like a part of the official furry like convention or some shit, talking about new designs for his persona and if he should get a nose piercing or not. I fucking hated that place. I love that place. I met a lot of good people there, also a lot of bad people. So one in particular that stood out to me was this one motherfucker who, again, I was new to the internet at the time. Nowadays, you probably see a lot of weirdos like him, but first time for me here. I'm pretty sure he had autism or something, and he is like... Everyone knows what big obsessive waifu fans are. Waifu guys, waifu whatever you want to call them. Just guys who have waifus and are way too serious about it, you know?
Yeah, you know, like how I've got like 3 gigabytes full of compa pictures now.
Or I have, you know, my my body pillow of Hikage. What?
Alex 55 wives.
Yeah, that's what they call me. Fucking... Like, I got my shrine over here to my fucking Senran Kagura character over here, Hikage. But you get the idea. I'm one of them now.
Hold on, Alex, I have a quick question. What happened to the Eridan picture books I got you? Where are they in this shrine?
Oh, they're just right in there in that little box. It's a see-through box, so I can see the symbol right there as I turn my head. It's just right there. It's literally just
Hikage.
right over there.
Replace it with Aridin.
No. So there's this one guy who stood out to me. Going back to the forums, I was doing some research for the an episode that I swear to God is coming out one day, guys, for real. Now, all of my old posts are gone. In fact, my icon and signature were reset at some point. My account is still there. But there was no icon anymore. I was like, oh, that sucks. Well, whew, that's a load off my back. But what is still there are all of my private messages to my friends. So if you ever want to just take a quick look, like you want an accidental time capsule of how much of a little piece of shit you were, of just how lame you were, look at some shit you said online when you were 13. Ooh. Oof. Now, I was there from 2017. I was there from 2007 to 2010. I was there for about 3 years. As Tad calls it, the prime Team Fortress 2 years. So also, you can tell, man, those are the bad years for you to be online. Woo! So this guy was a real big waifu guy for Cursed from Starfox Command. He knows who he is. If he's out there, you pile of garbage.
Now, who is Cursed?
I was going to get into that. So Starfox Command was a bad game. Bad endings all around. It's pretty much what killed Star Fox for 10 years up until Star Fox Zero came out, which then killed Star Fox for the next 20 years because it sucked too. Star Fox Command had the 9 different endings, one of which was... this entire game was just Crystal being the biggest bitch ever. And Crystal was already a big fan divider as it was, but this was the Crystal fan divider. One of the endings is Crystal teaming up with Starwolf, and Starwolf actually saving the day and being the new heroes, the new Star Fox. Everyone loves them now. But everyone hates Crystal because Crystal betrayed Star Fox. So she gets bullied and leaves Starwolf, leaves them all behind, goes to a distant galaxy, doesn't go to the Light System, and like the next door one. I mean, and it's called Planet Q, is like the world she goes to. She dyes her hair purple and grows it out and like custom rigs her fucking ship, and she becomes a bounty hunter named Cursed with a K. And like at the end, like Fox runs into her while he's looking for Crystal, but he doesn't recognize her anymore, and he just leaves. It's supposed to be like a sad thing for her ending, and it's really bad. No one likes it, except this guy. So while me and I don't want to call my friend, my associate at this place because I didn't have a lot of friends here. I just kind of knew people.
Still true.
Yeah, I don't have friends. I just have people I kind of talk to and tolerate. He was making this fucking big fan game that I was helping him work on with shit. Which, by the way, much like most custom like fan projects, poof, he's gone. Who knows what happened to him? But this Cursed guy was talking to me, because I knew the guy working on the project, and he was asking me to make all of these oddly specific like requests and costumes like for Crystal to be in and shit. Like first he really wanted Cursed to be in as like an odd costume. They wanted like Crystal in like a sexy business suit and shit. I'm just like a kid. I'm just like, the fuck? I don't give a shit about any of this. What the hell is he talking about?
I'm just here minding my own business as usual.
Yeah. And my favorite one though is I come home from school because again I'm like 13. I come home from school. And I see he left me like 7 messages. And I'm like, what the hell was he talking about? So I open them up. And it's him like I don't remember the exact words, but he was like bitching about something. No, I remember it now. This guy was such a piece of shit. He was like yelling at me to demand that my buddy here, my associate here, fucking lower the overall graphics quality of the game so that he can run this and play as Crystal all he wants. And a bunch of other shit. He was just going on and just like yelling. And then the last message was just like, oh shit, I'm sorry. Forget everything I just said. I didn't mean to snap at you like that. And so I read this all at once, because I get back from school. I'm just like, the fuck is wrong with this guy? It is my introduction to internet autism. And why if you are a big waifu guy, don't be like him. In fact, there's another guy I know, kind of recently, who I think people should not ever be like. Now, I mentioned just earlier, I really like Summer Kagura. Tad knows this. Everyone I talk to knows this. If you ever want to talk to me on fucking Discord, I'll fucking talk your ear off about how much I like Hikaguy, the stupid titty ninja game.
It's his
And
Homestuck.
I wouldn't say it's my Homestuck. Starfox was my Homestuck, but Hikaguy is becoming my Homestuck, I guess.
This was my Homestuck. All this
So-
pain and devastation.
How it tortures you inside, it tortures me outside. So I'm fucking here, minding my own business as usual. I have this Discord where it's just the Senran Kagura like Discord where we're all just, it's not like the official one, it's like a fan one. I have my friends there. Everyone has like their like favorite Senran. It's usually like their icon or like their name is like a pun or something based off of what the girl likes or like their gimmick. You know, everyone's just a big waifu guy there, me included. There's three of, because there's only like 20 something girls, so like obviously there's gonna be some overlap with people and you're all gonna have your own unique guy or your own unique girl, right? Yeah, you get that.
Yeah.
So so I am a Hikage guy. I absolutely love Hikage. She's the fucking best girl. Anyone else who plays Senran Kagura, kill yourself. She's the best. I will take nothing else. I will take no other answer. Not just kidding. I like a couple others too. But Hikage is my like waifu. She's the top dog here on the fucking chain of Senrans and the waifu list. On the waifu grid. She's the one, right?
I'm scared to ask why, so I'm not going to.
Well, you know what? I'll save it for maybe a Senran Kagura episode with some other loser who's as much of a nerd as me. I mean, not with you though. So you know what? I'll save that for later. But I absolutely love her. She's the best. So I'm just sitting there minding my own business, posting images in the Image Jump channel, hanging out, having a good old time. When this guy, who's also an Hikage fan, there's three of us, by the way. So he comes up to me and says, "Hey, there's something I really need to talk to you about." And I'm like, well, what is it? You know, I don't really know this guy, you know? I have a couple like friends that I really know there, but there's like crap load of people, so like I don't know everybody. I just kind of can tell like, oh, he likes this girl, right? You know, based on like their name color, their gimmick or whatever. But he absolutely loves her too. And always goes on about it. He like commissions pictures of her like from artists like every paycheck he gets, just in love. So he's talking to me, asked me how serious I am about my love for Hikage, and I'm like, what? Totally not what I thought he was going to ask me. I figured he was just going to ask me like, I mean, I figured something about Hikage. I figured it was just going to be like a picture or something. Maybe he was going to like show me his art. I don't know, but I didn't expect this. So I'm taken back. And he's like, because I remember you saying this one thing earlier, we're posting a picture back when Hikage got her wedding card, that you said, well, like, Hikage's already married to me. So yeah, that's what I said. And like, I'm just asking you, how serious are you about that? I'm just like, well, I mean, I really like her. She's like, I type out my entire reason of why I like Hikage so much to him. About like all this shit. He's like, yes, I like her too, but and blah blah blah. It's like, but I have to understand, like, I absolutely love her as well. I just need to know, like, how serious are you about your waifuism? And I'm just like, oh, okay, we're gonna play it like that, huh? Like, I'm immediately not like, not taken back anymore. I understand what this is. This is a fucking, is this a dick measuring contest, motherfucker? All right, so. I fucking like stretch, crack my neck, do the Goku thing where like he stretches his legs out, you know, like before he fights. I'm like, all right, I see how this is. So I'm like, okay, so right over here I have my big wall scroll of Hikage right there, right? I've also have her big $80 figurine off Ami Ami. I have this little pre-order thing, the little chibi fig. I got her cards. And I got her fucking Daki. It's a bootleg Daki, but I got it. And I'm just like listing off all this merch that I have of her. And he's like, well, I only have one thing of merchandise because it was all I was able to buy. And I could see him starting to fiddle out. Like, he's like, uh-oh, I think I bit off more than I can chew. So then I reach over. I don't even know why I did this. I guess I was just so, like, amused by my own superiority in the thing that is literally the worst thing on the world. I just grab my dream journal, slam it down. Like, I have at least 3 dreams in here all about Hikage. I'll read them off to you if you'd like. And he's like, please. He's like, please, I would really prefer if you did not read off the dreams of her. I myself have barely been able to ever do that.
Holy shit, Alex.
He's just like depressed. I am like bullying this nerd.
You
remember,
destroying
he came
this
to me.
man.
He came to me and started shit. his opening line to me after like, oh, how serious are you? He said, it's kind of it's really impressive that I haven't blocked you already, because I don't usually like to talk to other people that like my waifu. I'm like, oh, so that's how you are, huh? Like, he's a bad guy. I'm not evil for doing what I'm doing.
I did literally nothing wrong. We all know, Alex. This is like, he's already dead, Alex. You've already claimed his wife. The man is just, he's no longer a man. He's like he's a spook. He's already dead, Alex. He's a ghost. You killed this man.
He came up to me and said, how much do you love your waifu? I just turn around with like a bunch of like otaku like gear on with all like Hikage stuff, like, I don't know, try me.
I mean, he was asking to be shot, metaphorically shot in the fucking brain pan. And I mean, you gave it to him. You gave him that Hikage bullet. Is she the one that uses guns?
No, she uses knives. Mirai uses guns, and so does Ryobi.
Those words mean nothing to me.
Whatever, nerd. A couple of them use guns. So anyway, I talked to him now. Now after just like pushing him over and like spitting on him, like giving him a fucking noogie, like just bullying him and proving that I am Harath am the big Hikage man. So like, I'm the big fan, man. So like, he's just dead inside. And now we're just talking, and it's a little more like tame, where he's just sad and mopey. He's telling me about how much he loves her and why, and like how he does all this art and stuff. And I'm working with him here. I'm like, okay, you have to understand something. This is actually kind of a message to all the other people who are like big waifu guys. But like, you're not the only person who likes this character, all right? Especially because like in the case of like Hikage, at the time, she's a little lower now, but the Hikage is one of the top 10 senrans in terms of popularity in both America and Japan. And at the time of this little clash we had, Hikage was up at the number 2 spot of the second most popular character in the entire series. That's featuring every girl in the games.
Who was number 1? Is it the JoJo one?
No. Fucking no one likes her. She's like the least popular one. Fucking Morty. The fucking most popular girl has been consistently since her appearance in the second game, Yumi. A girl I absolutely hate because she's so boring. It wouldn't be so bad if she was boring, but it's the fact that she's so boring and so popular that she's basically moved Asuka out of the main character slot. All the promotional material features Yumi. Everything, like the cover art, Yumi's at the center while the actual main character of the series is pushed off to the side. She is actually doing that. In fact, they comment on that in the previous game, Estival Versus, where it's like, man, I'm not even the main character anymore. It's all about Miyabi and Yumi now. And so much so that Homura, the second like protagonist, like the rival girl of the first game and like all the other games, who's supposed to be the main character's like, you know, rival and main focus. I think they both have super up, power up forms. Homura had one playable level in the story mode of Estival Versus, and that was the tutorial. Then you never play her again. That's how much Yumi is actually killing everything. People didn't like SK2 because instead of going down the Versus storyline, they go back to the original, just 10 girls only, the original 10, and Yumi wasn't in that, and fans complained that they betrayed them for not putting Yumi in the game. They are remaking the first game for PS4, Tad, and putting Yumi as a pre-order DLC character.
Holy
so you can do
shit.
You can replay the entire first game, but now with Yumi. That is, like, unironically, that is how much she is actually popular.
So this is the power of waifus.
Yes, this is how popular she is. And, again, I wouldn't hate it so much if she wasn't also so boring. Like, Hikage, I'm not being a hipster because fucking my waifu that I love so much here was number 2. I didn't care then. I didn't care when she was 5. I didn't care if she was... I would love if my waifu was popular. I mean, maybe I'm a little jealous that fucking Yumi's just so popular when she has literally no personality. I don't know, fuck you. But anyway, so I start talking to this guy and saying, like, you can't, act like this. You're not the only person who likes her. Look at all these people who like Hikage, and I post a picture of her being, like, in the number 2, like, popularity poll. Like, even just in our chat, there's 3 of us. There's me, you, and this other guy. Like, you can't be like this. Like, you can't, like, baseline, you are not the only person who likes a character. Even if it's the most obscure shit, there's at least one other person who's seen it in the world and went like, you know what? I like that character too. Unless you created the character and have only kept it to yourself, everyone else is going to like something you like. You're not that unique, you know? You can't be this guy who blocks other people who like your girl and be you can't antagonize them either. And try to fucking dick measure contest them about how much you love your fucking waifu. You can't be like that. You when it comes to waifus aren't real, all right? No matter what you say, you can get your girlfriend to dress up like your fucking Miku or whatever the fuck. They're not real, okay, guys?
Not yet.
And girls, if you like them too. Like, they are fictional characters, and instead of when you go to a forum board or an image board or a Discord channel, and you're talking with all these guys in like a waifu discussion, when a guy also likes your waifu, you shouldn't be jealous and say he's getting your waifu. You should instead be happy that someone else likes her too, because the more people that like your girl or guy, you know, if you're a husbando guy, whatever, I don't care, do whatever you want. Fucking, if you're this big fan, you can't. You should accept the fact that multiple people like it, because the more people that like it means like the more fan art they'll get, the more they'll be put into stuff. Like Hikage gets all this merchandise because she's popular. Would you like it, man? If Hikage was like the least popular girl and literally only you liked her, she would get literally nothing. Like you should be accepting and love the people who also like these things, because now you have something in common. You both like this character, and remember, baseline, it's a character. I never thought I would have to have this conversation with somebody, you know? Like, as I just mentioned earlier, I'm a huge waifu guy. Look at all my stuff. But I'm not going to be going out, like, fucking putting a gun to people's head and saying, all right, tell me how much you love your waifu. Like, I'm not going to be doing that. You know what I mean?
Tell me how much you love your waifu. Alternatively, which came first? Ranch or Cool Ranch?
I was trying to think of how I can cleverly put that together, but I couldn't. So I just went with what I originally planned. But, like, waifu guys out there, waifu girls, you know, husbando guys, husbando girls, whatever you want to call yourselves, big fans of your characters, don't be possessive and jealous of fictional characters that multiple people like everywhere, especially in a series that's popular, you know? You can't be like that. Instead, you should be happy other people and other fans have something in common with you. So please, don't be giant piles of shit.
I think that's something we can all take into heart, especially you, Alex. But we'll go ahead. Anyway, so this was a pretty good episode.
Longer than I thought.
Yeah, pour one out for the episode we did yesterday. It will never be experienced by all of our wonderful listeners, but it will in spirit. Anyway, so we'll go ahead and we'll do the closing plugs here. My name's Tad. That other guy over there, he's Alex. He's the skinny gray one. I'm the wholesome blue one. You can find the show here on YouTube. You can find it on iTunes, Google Play. Not on SoundCloud, but I'll probably put it back up there at some point. But for now, SoundCloud, I'm watching you. I don't trust you anymore. You can find us on Twitter at Let Me Tell You PD. That's Let Me Tell You PD. You can send us a message on email. You can send us one of them electronic mails at let me tell you about at gmail.com. That's Let Me Tell You About with 3 T's, because otherwise it wouldn't fit. And then you can also find me on Revival, a Dungeons & Dragons real play podcast. Which, I better go get to editing that, because man, that's a lot of audio. Anyway, so one last thing, 2 last things. One, we have a Discord. It's pretty cool. It's a lot of fun. And then 2, we have a Patreon that's been set up that has been incredibly useful and helping me afford, like, Yetis are pretty goddamn expensive. Especially when there's, like, fucking, like, 5 or 6 of the fuckers that you gotta buy. Like, goddamn. They're expensive. And I want to give a quick shout out to some of our Patreon peoples. I'll just give them real quick here. We've got Alba. You may know him from TNA with TNA and A. What was Alex? What was the episode we did last month? What was the big bonus episode?
It was called Lost in the Dark, where we were talking about people who like to experience ghost sex, but you'll never see that episode ever again because it was, well, Lost in the Dark.
Shout out to Alba. Shout out to April Garry, Big Platypus, Jaron Kiwi, Logan the Scrub, Lyndon Johnson, Toteke, and No Two Hands. And just a shout out to another thing for the Patreon peoples, for the fancy schmancy rewards that are higher up there. Make sure to pay attention and send in those messages and fill out the surveys so we can get you guys your cool stuff. Anyway, again, big shout out to you guys for helping us with the show. And we've got some big stuff coming up pretty soon. There's some fun stuff that I'm working on. You're gonna see a little bit of a change for the month of September as I take kind of a back seat. But why am I doing that? It's a mystery. Guess we'll find out.
Maybe, possibly, sorta, kinda, you'll finally see that legendary Starfox episode in that month.
I doubt it. Listen, Alex. Starfox is never going to come out. I mean, it's been how many years since the Kickstarter? Come on, you gotta learn when to let go.